Hello and thank you for watching next video of Palo Alto video training series. In this video I'm going to show you how Panorama looks like in a production environment. I'm just going to take an example of the environment that I'm working on with a range of firewalls that has been registered in Panorama. So I just want to take you through the menus and reporting and monitoring and things like that that you can actually see on Panorama, and how it actually can help you in terms of configuring the system and just pushing the software updates and antivirus definitions and things like that to different firewalls at the same time. So let's get started. As you can see, I've got my Panorama interface here. I have already logged into the device, and you can see obviously we're in the dashboard interface. If I go to Panorama tab and the devices, you can basically see a range of devices which is already registered, different devices, different obviously hardware or virtual devices that they have been registered here. So you could basically manage all of these devices through Panorama. If I go to ACC tab, you see a kind of a dashboard view which gives you application usage. You know, if you want to see a threat activity, you can actually see the threat activity. You can find that very quickly, where the threats are, what are your high threats in your environment, which can be obviously a global environment, which can be a very large enterprise environment with a range of firewalls in different locations. So it gives you very quick visibility. If you can click on blocked activity and see obviously what are the blocked applications, what are the blocked users and things like that. So that gives you a visibility in terms of what is going on in your networks and what are the risks point of your network. And you could obviously add different tabs and different widgets as per your requirement in there as well. So monitor tab again is very similar to what we have in basically our firewall. It's exactly the same thing. The difference is it's a consolidated view for all of your firewalls and all your environment in one location. You could just create search. For example, if I want to see traffic from this particular source, you could just click on that source and just refresh it, and it will go ahead and just filter your traffic based on that source only. So you see all the traffic from that particular source and what is happening. So you could go to the threat tab, and basically in there you can see what are all the threats, what are the high severity. So you could just filter it based on high severity and just click on apply and look at your high severity tab, high severity basically threats on the network, and obviously start looking into what you can actually do, URL filtering and all those kind of reports that we already explained when we were talking about firewalls are there too. So that's basically how Panorama can kind of consolidate all these views together, and it can give you, so you could basically create global or unified type of reports. You could just go and say I want to create a specific report based on obviously what criteria you actually need, and it will create a report which includes all of your firewalls all together and gives you that kind of visibility again with the templates and stuff that you have here. So you can go ahead and create obviously different policies and different templates. So you can see they have different obviously templates here, that different device groups here that can be used, or different templates also that kind of can be used to basically push the configuration to the devices. And yeah, so that's basically how it is. And obviously when you're going to commit a change, you could basically, as I explained in the previous video, you could just go and select a specific template. If you have multiple templates, you could choose multiple templates. Or if you have if you want to push the policies for network objects and things like that, you could just choose where to actually do it. You could choose your device groups. You could select the range of the devices that you actually want to push the configuration to, and do it that way. And if obviously you want to set up the panorama itself, you want to do any change in the panorama itself, obviously you need to make sure that you're doing that on the actual panorama itself. Again, you have the ability to control all of your firewalls through a kind of unified single interface. Even if you want to work on one firewall specifically, and you don't really need to do any change in the panorama, you just want to do basically the change on the device itself, you could go ahead and choose whatever firewall that you want to work on, and it will basically connect to the instance of that firewall, and you will be in the local firewall to do any change that you need to do locally. Usually most of the things can be done through Panorama, but sometimes you might need to have a requirement of creating some objects or something locally because they won't be used anywhere else, so that could be an option as well. So with regards to the objects and stuff, you could see, for example, we created all of our objects here, and basically those objects can be used when you actually create the objects on Panorama. Those objects can be used on all of your firewalls, so you don't really have to create objects on the firewall. These objects can be used, you know, everywhere globally. In terms of obviously so you got antivirus profiles and stuff. In terms of the updates and stuff, you can basically push the antivirus definitions and basically new updates that you're actually receiving on the so you basically choose how you want the antivirus update to be done, and then you basically can go and choose your basically virus definition, for example, or software upgrade, or whatever you want to do. I'm sorry. And and you can basically go, for example, to the antivirus and basically start to, you know, just select the versions that you want, and basically push that through the firewalls, what firewalls you want, and things like that. So when you're actually trying to install a new, for example, antivirus, it will give you the option to choose you know, what firewalls you want to actually install the new definition, or URL filtering or whatever. So you have all the updates available for you basically to push it through the firewall. So you can imagine how it actually can make it easy for you to just rather than having all firewalls updated individually, you could just go ahead and push the same version of AV, same version of software, and make sure that all the firewalls are on the same version and working. It actually helps in terms of maintaining the environment much better. So this was just a quick overview of how it can actually look like when you have more than one firewall, because when in our lab, obviously we had only one firewall, and obviously that might not really show you the actual traffic, but I hope this has shown you how it's going to look like in a valid environment. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.